Now I come to the point of math.floor function and math.ceil function. In math.floor and ceil function, both functions are being used to round out the number, okay. But in math.floor function, it is used, the number is going to round out to the nearest value of the number provided or to the lower to it. But in case of the ceil function, math.ceil function, it is actually return the value which is near to the number or either it is higher the value provided by the user, okay. It never returns the lower value. So in the ceil function, it returns always the higher value, the number provided by the user, and in the floor function, it returns always the lower value, the number provided by the user, okay. So let's see. So you can see I'm just right here the math.floor function, and as argument 5.7 I have just passed the value, and in the ceil function I have passed the same value 5.7, okay. Now see what's happened. I'm just run the program and the first value is 5. So in the floor function is always return the lower value from the number provided. So how it is actually work for the floor and ceil? First you have to understand, if I am going to round out any kind of value, it return always the left value and the right value. There are two options are available for rounding, okay, rounding technique actually. Suppose 5.7, so nearest integer value is 5 and another one is 6. In case of the floor function, it cannot return the number which are actually greater than the number provided by the user. It may return the value which is lesser from the number provided by the user. So if I am going to round out the 5.7 using the floor function, so two available integer value are 5 and 6, but it never returns the higher value, and that's why it returns 5.0 in this portion. But in case of the ceil function, there when it is going to round out the value, there is two options also available, one is 5 and another one is 6, but it never returns the lesser value from the number provided by the user, rather it is going to return the higher value from the number which are actually provided by the user. So it returns 6 in this portion, okay. Now I am going to implement it as minus sign, okay. Let's see what's happened. So minus 5.6 like this, okay. Now I am going to run the program again. So value is minus 6 and minus 5. Why this just reverse? Why? So when the floor function is going to implement or calculate the round out the value of minus 5.7, so it generated the two whole integer number, that is minus 5 and minus 6, and in the it carries the negative sign, so minus 6 is smaller value and minus 5 is greater value. And for this reason, the floor function, as it is always return the lesser value, for this reason it returns minus 6. So minus 6 is, you can see, minus 6, okay. And for ceil function, minus 5 and minus 6, minus 5 is the greater value than the minus 6, and for this reason for ceil function it returns minus 5, okay. So this is the basic difference between the floor and ceil function.